Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to do a quick what's in my bag and share some first impressions of a relatively new bag to my collection. If you watched my collective haul from the end of last year, you would have seen that I picked up this beauty, my tweed medium to large flap in tweed. And I picked this up from the Soho boutique in New York City around September 2018. I always wanted to add a tweed bag to my collection. I wanted one that had a different texture, given that I have a lot of leather bags, whether it be caviar leather or lambskin or calfskin, things like that. So I was really excited to find this piece in the fall and be able to add it to my collection. But I did have some reservations or some thoughts around how the tweed would hold up and whether I would really like it having that kind of texture. So I want to share what's in my bag as well as some first impressions based on how I've been using it for the last 5 months. To give a quick overview of the bag, it is in this beautiful blue and red as well as a metallic kind of plaid pattern, and it is all tweed with this kind of border on the outside with very light champagne gold shiny hardware and navy blue leather straps. So it is a predominantly blue bag. Like I said, it's in the medium to large size, and there's a wonderful pocket in the back, and I have something in there. It is leather lined on the inside and it's tweed on the outside. So that's the bag. If I open it up really quickly, you can see how spacious this bag is and all of the items that I'm carrying inside of it. And you'll see there's actually no double CC on the flap here. So this bag is actually made in France. You'll see that there's a zipper compartment in the back here, as well as a front slip pocket right there, and then the main kind of cabin where you can put all your items in there. The approximate dimensions on this bag are 10 inches wide, 6.5 inches tall, and about 3 inches deep. I'm just gonna pull things out one at a time. So first thing in here are my keys on a keychain. I prefer not to have my keys in like a enclosed key pouch or key holder. I know a lot of brands make them. I prefer them to be open just because it makes it easier for these to fit in my much smaller bags, because I have a lot of mini bags in my collection. So my keys are kind of exposed. I also have my sunglasses in a soft pouch. If you've watched any of my videos, you would have seen these time and time again. I wear these a lot on Instagram. These are my Gentle Monster DiDi sunglasses, which are just a great everyday throw on and mind your own business kind of sunglasses. I tend to carry my sunglasses in a soft pouch because it helps save a lot of space in my bags. I know there's a risk to some kind of stress, like pressing against your sunglasses if they are in a soft case, but that's just the trade-off that I choose to make so that I can fit more items in my bags. The next item I pull out of my bag is this little pouch right here, and this is my makeup pouch essentially. I have some lip products, some eye drops, and a lip balm all kind of stuck in here. This is my smaller pouch that I use for my makeup, and again, it fits nicely into this kind of smaller sized handbag. And the last item is my card wallet. So this is also something I picked up at the end of last year. This is the Chanel 19C pink card wallet in caviar leather in this gorgeous pink color. And so this is my wallet, but I did want to show that this bag comfortably fits a full-size wallet as well as all the other items that I just showed. So let me just put those in really quickly. So I kind of placed everything back in there, similar style. It closes with no problem. And there is still some room to spare in here. So you can fit a full-size wallet if you wanted. You could fit a long wallet, like a continental wallet in there too. There's plenty of space. So I picked this bag up in the fall of last year. It was part of Chanel's fall collection. And there was a jacket that was in the exact same tweed, which really made me love the bag even more because I knew for a fact this was the same tweed that goes on those iconic tweed jackets. To share some major pros for this bag. So this is the only medium large size that I have in my collection. I predominantly have smaller bags from Chanel. I do have a jumbo and I have a couple wallet on chains and I have a mini. So a lot of my bags tend to be pretty small and I don't carry too much around with me on a daily basis. I pretty much carry just the essentials and because I don't like having a lot of stuff on me when I'm out and about kind of getting stuff done. Real selling point for me was that this was a medium large size and it wasn't a size I had in my collection, so I figured I would add it and see if I like it, and I absolutely love this size. I think it's a great day bag size for those who aren't used to carrying really mini bags, aren't used to downsizing a lot of your items so that you carry just the essentials. So if you tend to carry larger bags on the daily, but you want something that can transition more seamlessly from day to night, I think the medium large size is a great size to go for. The other pro of this bag, it is so light. It is incredibly light and it almost feels like nothing. The chain has some weight to it, which is great and which allows it to hang beautifully, and it's still leather lined on the inside, so the bag maintains its structure really well, but it is a very light bag because the outside is not full leather, and that just makes this wonderful, even more wonderful for me to carry during the day, where I put all my essentials. I have a little bit of space if I need to put some extra things in there or if I pick up some things while I'm outside, and it still won't weigh me down. My jumbo is a bit heavier. It is a vintage jumbo, so the chain is a lot heavier given the gold plating on it and everything, but sometimes I carry the same amount of stuff that fits in here inside my jumbo because if I go beyond that, it gets pretty heavy on my shoulder. The other thing I love about this bag is that it is a single flap. There is no double flap on the inside. I'm not a huge fan of having a double flap because I think this makes it easier for me to access my items. That's a personal preference. I know all the classics now come out with a double flap, so that is something to consider, but that's just something I noticed of this bag in particular that I like. Now, moving on to some cons, or I don't know if I'd necessarily call them cons, but I would some areas of consideration given that it is a tweed bag and the particular construction. I haven't noticed it rub off on my clothes in the sense that, like, you know, it gets linty and my black clothes have like fluff all over them. I do not see that happening at all, which is great. However, if I do a close-up as best I can, you might see, like, it's very textured, and you'll see there's some fluff, if you will, like and some natural pilling of the tweed texture, if you will, and that's just something that I'm on the lookout for. I just want to be mindful of that and make sure whether, you know, the back side of the bag, if it's rubbing against my clothes too much, is it giving it some extra kind of wear that I don't want it to show. How will the corners hold up? You know, will they wear faster because it is fabric? Those are some considerations that I have. Based on the 5 months that I've used this, I did not baby it at all, and I think it's holding up really well. It actually surprised me. I thought I'd have to baby this a little bit more, but it is a really hard wearing fabric. It's a hard wearing tweed. It doesn't fluff off, and it works really well in that way. But some things to be mindful of in case you're interested in picking up a tweed as well, or more fabric-based Chanel bag, and wonder like what it's like to have that. The other item I wanted to notice, and maybe this is because there is only a single flap, I am noticing some level of wear. There you can see it there. around the flap area here, which I thought was a little early for that, or it just seemed like it was showing a lot more compared to some of the other bags that I have in my collection. And that might be because it's only a single flap. It might be because it's leather on one side and fabric on the other, so it doesn't have as much like rigidity to it when compared to a leather bag, but that's just something else I wanted to note. Additionally, if this is your first Chanel purchase, then I'm not sure I would necessarily recommend going for a tweed bag or a fabric bag. I think it's more of a collector piece, something that adds wonderful variety to your collection, but I don't know if it would work really well as like a everyday workhorse, like this is the bag that you want to get your wear out of every single day because it's the first one that you have. So that's also something to consider given where you're at and what your interests are. But look, if you love it, I just say go for it. If you love it, you're going to make it work in your wardrobe, so go ahead. But just another consideration. So that's it. That's the what's in my bag and first impressions of this bag. I'm planning on doing a more in-depth review, or maybe a follow-up to this video that shares more of the wear and tear, maybe when it gets closer to a year since it's been in my collection. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram, where I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I post videos every Sunday, and if you'd like to be one of the first to know, feel free to subscribe. So until next time, bye!